In light of his recent controversy, netizens have dug deep into Kim Soohyun's past friendships and connections to see if they were signs that they might have missed. So, from his rumored relationship with Yoona to his treatment of Suzy and Sulli, here's what the K-pop industry had to say about him. Strangely, at the beginning of the scandal, Soohyun's name was linked to G-Dragons a lot. The two were introduced by Jo Seho just a few months ago, and shortly after, Soohyun made an appearance on G-Dragon's variety show Good Day. However, as the show was still filming, accusations against Soohyun surfaced, leading many to wonder if G-Dragon would distance himself or maintain their connection. Well, it was a complicated situation which left people confused. At first, reports claimed that Soohyun wouldn't be filming for the show after the accusations came to light, but later it was confirmed that he showed up on set anyway. The production team later addressed the situation, stating that they proceeded with filming because of scheduling constraints and the agency's delayed statement. They also mentioned plans to minimize Soohyun's screen time and cut interactions with other guests where possible. Following the news, speculation grew that Soohyun initially backed out, but later decided to show up to make it seem like MBC and the show's team were on his side. But his alleged plan probably started falling apart when G-Dragon was spotted liking a post from a Chinese media outlet stating that Soohyun wouldn't be attending the filming for the show, which many took as a silent jab at him. Though he later unliked the post and hasn't made any public statements, people still saw it as his way of distancing himself. Another name that's been linked to Soohyun is Girls' Generation's Yoona. Years ago, rumors spread that the two had dated, even though they were rarely seen together in public. Aside from appearing in a few ads for the Lotte department store, there wasn't much interaction between them, but speculation suggests they were romantically involved. Allegedly, they first met at church and developed feelings for each other, which led to a relationship. While neither of them ever acknowledged it, some netizens were convinced it happened. However, according to rumors, Yoona broke things off not long after, supposedly because of Soohyun's personality. Some even say that when a journalist once asked Yoona about him, she called him a total psycho. Adding to the speculation, a netizen once claimed that a pastor who knew Soohyun before he became famous had shared a story about him. According to this claim, Soohyun had a girlfriend around the time of his debut, but when she ended things, he allegedly threatened to take his own life, putting her in a difficult position. While none of this has ever been confirmed, given what has come out about him recently, many fans haven't completely dismissed the possibility. Another idol with past ties to Soohyun is former Miss A member Suzy. Their connection dates back to 2011 when they co-starred in the drama Dream High as love interests. Fans loved their on-screen chemistry so much that it was rumored the writers changed the original storyline. Initially, Suzy's character was supposed to end up with Taecyeon's character, but the script was reportedly altered to highlight her connection with Soohyun, even cutting some of her scenes with Taecyeon. At the time, Suzy was also rumored to have had a crush on Soohyun. She picked him over actor Lee Jae-hoon when asked to choose between them, expressed interest in having the same phone brand as him, and even called their Dream High kiss scene the most heart-fluttering one she had filmed. She also once joked about being jealous when Soohyun's character kissed T-ara's Jiyeon in Dream High 2. Even after filming for Dream High ended, Soohyun and Suzy stayed in touch, often texting and supporting each other publicly. While all of this might seem like typical co-star bonding, what made people uncomfortable was the fact that Suzy was only 16 during Dream High, while Soohyun was 23. She even acknowledged this during an appearance on Strongheart in early 2012, saying, "I am still a minor, but have already filmed 4 different kiss scenes. Out of those kiss scenes, the one that made my heart flutter the most was the kiss scene with Kim Soohyun on Dream High." Back in 2013, there were even dating rumors about the two, but Suzy shut them down, saying they were just friends and that people had misread their closeness. Netizens still thought that the two were head over heels for each other, commenting things like, "Kim Soohyun looks crazy for Suzy, and they work so often together, you'd seriously think they'd start to develop affection for each other at some point." Some took it even further, accusing her of bringing up Soohyun's name just to ride on his popularity, which was a wild claim. Soohyun and Suzy stayed close until 2017, the year he released Real, a movie he produced and starred in. The film generated a lot of buzz for its celebrity cameos, with reports hyping up appearances from IU, Suzy, Sistars Dasom, and Nine Muses Kyungri. But when the movie finally premiered, audiences realized these roles were barely there. Most were just a few seconds long with no dialogue. Suzy, in particular, played a tattoo artist and was on screen for only 5 seconds. But what made the situation worse was how it all played out. According to Soohyun, he personally asked both her and IU to make an appearance in the movie, and they agreed. But Suzy was told to arrive 6 hours before before filming so the makeup team could cover her in tattoos. She traveled 2 hours to the set and sat through 6 hours of makeup, only to find out that her role was practically non-existent. By the time she realized it, it was too late to back out. She went through with the shoot and afterward confronted Soo Hyun, telling him, "You never told me this was part of the plan." Soo Hyun laughed as he retold the story, saying all he could do was keep apologizing and thanking her. That may have been the breaking point. Suzy didn't show up at Real's premiere, never spoke about him publicly again, and they haven't worked together since. Last year, rumors spread that she had invited Soo Hyun to the VIP screening of her 2024 movie Wonderland, but it turned out he was actually there as Tong Wei's guest. Not only did she not interact with him, but she was also the only main cast member who didn't take a picture with him, as if she was avoiding him entirely. The only time she's mentioned him since was last year when he went viral for mimicking her signature smile in Queen of Tears. When asked about this, she said, "I had no idea it would become such a hot topic. I'm so happy that so many people are copying it. What Kim Soohyun did was shown to me by Yoona camera director. It was fun watching it. People saw this as a cold response, making it pretty clear that their friendship is likely over." Speaking of Real, one of the most talked about parts of the movie was Sulli's explicit scene, which sparked massive controversy. We've previously covered how the film, its marketing, and those scenes affected Sulli in another video, so check that out for a deeper dive. At the time, Sulli was already facing relentless hate, and even the announcement of her role in the movie caused an uproar. Things only got worse when the film heavily promoted itself by fixating on her bed scene. There were tons of articles emphasizing that she was topless, had no body double, and that this was her first time doing such a scene. One user pointed out that over 99% of the search results for Real focused on topics like Sulli being unclothed, kissing scenes, bed scenes, and videos of Sulli's scene being leaked, which seemed strange even at the time. Through it all, Soo Hyun, her co-star, stayed silent and let her take the fall when the movie flopped. Even during promotions, his attitude toward her raised eyebrows. For example, at one press event, a reporter asked Sulli a question, and before she could even finish responding, Soo Hyun abruptly cut her off, telling her to speak normally as if she was making no sense. Still, Sulli never said anything bad about him. She spoke highly of their on-screen kiss, jokingly called his lips delicious, and said he kept the mood on set light with his jokes. As for her explicit scene, she said, "It wasn't an easy decision. I think I took on a big challenge as an actress. It was really hard and I had lots of worries, but it was pretty fun. It was a difficult challenge, but I was just really attracted to the script," adding that the scene was necessary to the movie. However, Soo Hyun's relationship with Saeron was exposed. Sulli's brother began speaking out. He shared cryptic posts that seemed aimed at Soo Hyun, and then Sulli's family made some shocking claims. According to them, staff and actors who were at Sulli's funeral in 2019 revealed that she had been convinced or even forced to do the explicit scene in Real, even though a body double could have been used. They questioned why it was reported that the body double couldn't appear due to an illness when, in reality, that wasn't the case. It was also revealed that the toll the movie took on Sulli's mental health was immense. She reportedly vowed never to act again and started self-harming. It's even thought that she attempted to take her own life after filming those explicit scenes. Following this, Sulli's brother revisited the accusations during another live stream after Soo Hyun's controversial press conference, once again discussing the explicit scenes and his involvement, and said, "My sister was relieved to hear there was a body double, but the other side changed their story. I've seen Real. The truth should come from Kim Soohyun's own mouth." Soo Hyun's agency, Gold Medalist, has yet to provide a response to the serious accusations, claiming they are still in the process of checking. However, with the growing frustration from Sulli's brother over Soo Hyun's refusal to acknowledge his wrongdoings, it seems almost certain that more revelations will come to light in the near future, as Sulli's family appears determined to make sure the truth is known. Let's now shift focus to IU, whose long-standing connection with Soo Hyun has recently come under scrutiny. Their bond began when they both starred in Dream High, and then they reunited in 2015 for The Producers, where their connection really started growing. Over the years, they've publicly supported one another, with both sending food trucks to each other's filming sets and showing up for each other's projects. As mentioned, IU made a cameo in Soo Hyun's movie Real, and Soo Hyun appeared in IU's music video for Ending Scene in 2017. Additionally, Soo Hyun had a guest role in IU's popular drama Hotel Del Luna, and he's attended multiple concerts of hers, including the HER show in Seoul last year, where they even took a backstage photo together. However, in light of the recent allegations surrounding Soo Hyun, their friendship has faced growing criticism. One major question is whether IU knew about his relationship with Saeron, especially considering the accusations regarding her being a minor at the time. IU and Soo Hyun have been friends for 14 years, and with their friendship being well known in the industry, fans are left wondering if she was aware of the details and whether she chose to stay friends with him despite the controversy. Another point of tension involves IU's deep bond with Sulli. The two were inseparable after becoming MCs together on Inkigayo, with IU even dedicating songs like Peach to Sulli and drawing inspiration from Sulli's artwork for her song The Red Queen. They supported each other through thick and thin, and IU still mentions Sulli to this day. Now, with Sulli's brother exposing Soo Hyun's alleged involvement in her struggles, many are questioning how IU could have remained close to him after all that happened. A commenter on an online forum wrote, "IU seemed to be close with Sulli too, so there's no way she wouldn't know about Kim Soohyun. But even after Sulli passed, why did she continue being close with him?" Despite the ongoing scrutiny surrounding IU, there's a strong argument for not rushing to judge her based on things that are still uncertain. As some have pointed out, men are often careful about how they behave around female friends, and it's possible IU simply didn't realize the kind of person Soohyun was. After all, not even Sulli's brother knew the full extent of what Soohyun had allegedly done to his sister before her passing, so it seems unrealistic to expect IU, who saw him only occasionally, to be aware of everything. Some also noted that while IU and Soohyun had a friendship, it wasn't likely an extremely close one. It's more plausible they just supported each other from a distance, meeting only a few times a year. Given this, it's fair to question why anyone would assume IU knew about his actions. One commenter also aptly pointed out how IU had been criticized when Sulli was alive for being friends with her, and now she's being attacked again, this time for not being a good enough friend after Sulli's passing. It's also possible that Sulli herself may not have fully understood the situation she was in, and even if she did, she might have been reluctant to speak out against Soohyun, especially since he was well liked by her peers. The strongest testament to IU's genuine friendship with Sulli comes from Sulli's own brother. During a live stream, he shared how much IU had helped Sulli both artistically and emotionally throughout her life. He acknowledged their deep, long-standing bond, which was a relief for fans who wanted to hear about the support Sulli had. However, the situation remains frustrating, especially when male idols are accused of serious wrongdoings, yet it's often the women around them, like IU, who are unfairly targeted. The fact that Soohyun's close friends haven't faced the same level of scrutiny as IU highlights the underlying issue. The blame unfairly directed at her is rooted in misogyny, not a fair evaluation of her actions.